Hi, my name is Elizabeth Stolga, and I'm the Covenants Manager for Brambleton Community Association, and this is the Covenants Corner. In this segment, I like to inform residents about what the inspectors are up to, what sections they've completed, and what sections they may be inspecting in next, as well as any proactive inspections that may be going on at this time. I also like to answer any of the common questions or concerns that have recently been received by my office. This is a good time, too, for me to impart any seasonal information that I think residents might need to know as far as the guidelines are concerned or as far as my department is concerned. So let's start with what the inspectors have been inspecting. They just finished comprehensive lot inspections in Section 21. For those of you that don't know where Section 21 is, those are the single-family homes that are located south of Creighton Elementary. During these inspections, they go out and they inspect the entire property, front and back, and they note any modifications that may have been conducted on the lot. They come back to the association and make sure that the proper documentation is on file. If it isn't, they may request that from you, even if the modification is already in place. It may have been a question of you not knowing that you needed to apply for that. We request that you fill out the application, initial the second page and sign it, and send in a photograph as the modification is already existing. If you send in the photograph under separate cover or a separate email straight from your iPhone, then please use the address as your subject line so I can match it up here at the association with the application that goes with that photograph. Once we receive these applications, we then close the matter out in our files. You'll receive a letter back after the next committee meeting. The Covenants Committee meets on the second Monday of every month. The schedule for those meetings and the time and the location, 7 p.m. on Monday nights, second Monday of the month, can be found on our website. One of the most common concerns that we've received in recent weeks was in regards to pet ownership, particular and disposing of pet waste properly. There are pet waste stations located throughout Brambleton. They have bags as well as a container to dispose of the waste in. Even if your pet's waste is on common area, you still need to pick it up and dispose of it properly. Thousands of tons, yes, that's tons, of pet waste are created every year in Loudoun County alone. This waste, if not disposed of properly, will then filter into our stormwater system, and it just leaves for an unsanitary and unhealthy condition. So be a good pet owner, keep your pets on a leash at all times when out walking around Brambleton, and make sure you pick up after your pet. And as always, pets should never enter private property. Just because your neighbor's lot, it may be an end unit or have a big yard, common areas are where you walk your pets. And again, be a good pet owner and pick up after your pet. Some of the seasonal information, things to be thinking about in the upcoming months. We're in holiday season right now. There are several holidays going on. Several have passed, and we ask that decorations that are pertaining to those holidays, they can be put up to 30 days in advance of the holiday, and we ask that you remove them no later than 14 days after the holiday. So just be mindful of that with all the holidays that we have coming up. We love it when people decorate in Brambleton. We just ask that you adhere to the guidelines and remove them 14 days after the holiday has passed. The inspectors have sent notices in some instances to people who have plastic play equipment in their backyard. They don't send those notices during the spring and summer months. We understand that the kids are out playing with the play equipment, but now that we're getting into the winter months, it's getting colder out, the kids might not be playing with the equipment. It's to be stored out of sight when not in use. That's out of sight of neighboring lots, stored in a shed or a garage, if at all possible. And again, if you need to refer to the guidelines, you can do so on our website. Carriage light inspections were just completed in early fall throughout Brambleton. If you got a letter saying that your light was out, it is the homeowner's responsibility to make sure that those lights are operational. They work on a sensor. They come on at nightfall and go off at daybreak. If the light was seen out and you did receive a notice, first you want to try replacing the light bulb. But if that doesn't work, it may be a question of the sensor being bad. They're very easy to replace, and any home goods store has those sensors. My suggestion would be to bring the sensor with you when you go and get a replacement one. They're very easy to replace. It may be a question of a tripped breaker. that would be located in your breaker box, or it could be a tripped GFI. GFI switches, GFI outlets are located in various parts of the house. My suggestion would be to check the garage first, maybe even an entry closet. They could be located near the breaker box. I have heard of people finding them in all sorts of unusual locations. So, and every house has one. That's usually the culprit. One of those three things, it's either a light bulb, the GFI, or the sensor. It may be something more important that requires an electrician, but those lights do need to come on at nightfall and go off during the morning hours. If they're not operational, it is your responsibility to keep them operational. Brambleton gets really dark when whole sections of homes have many of those lights out. So as we go into this time of daylight savings, we've now gone back an hour. It's getting darker earlier. Please make sure that those lights are operational so we can keep Brambleton safe and lit up. Vegetable gardens at this time of year should be winding down their produce. So if your vegetable garden has stopped growing and you've stopped receiving vegetables from it, please at this time remove any dead plant matter, till the soil. The inspectors have noticed that there are vegetable gardens that have been located on side lots. The guideline states that vegetable gardens are only to be located in the rear yard. So if you have one on the side of your house, you might want to restore that area to turf or a mulch bed and place it in the rear of the house next season. Also, vegetable gardens can only be 50 square feet or less unless you apply for them. Again, you can refer to the guidelines in totality on our website. Fall is a good time of year to plant trees. If one of your trees has died on your lot and you need to replace it with a like species, you should do so at this time. Fall is a great time to plant trees. They then get the moisture from the winter months and their root system grows better during those months, and then they're ready to bloom in the spring. If you need to refer to the guidelines for what you do or don't need to apply for, what trees are acceptable in front and rear yards, please refer to the guidelines on our website. So that being said, a little bit about the website. If you go to BrambletonHOA.com and you click on Resident Services, on the left-hand side you'll see the word Covenants. Click on Covenants, and on the very first page in the Covenants section of the website, you can find the guidelines in their totality. Those are the revised guidelines that some of you know were revised in 2013. You can also find the application, a copy of the application, and the application process. As far as application turn-in is concerned, you can email the applications to me, you can mail the applications to me, or you can drop it in the black drop box located outside of our building. I prefer that if it's a modification that is not existing on the lot, especially in these newer homes, I would like to receive the application the Wednesday before the meeting so that staff has time to review the application to make sure that it's complete and that the association doesn't need any more information, so the committee can review it at their next meeting and not have to tell you to wait another month and resubmit because it was lacking some information. So, you've clicked on Resident Services, you've gone to Covenants, the front page has the guidelines and the application process. Also located on the website are any resource documents that we think might be pertinent to homeowners. There is a section about our committee members. There's a section about how and why we do inspections and the different types of inspections. Also located in that Covenant section is the calendar of our meetings, where we meet and when. It's the second Monday of the month at 7 p.m. located in this office. You can, but do not need to attend the meeting if you're having an application reviewed. The committee does not give out verbal approval or disapproval at that meeting. Beginning on Tuesday after the meeting, my office generates letters back to you with what the committee decided. And of course, at any time, if you have any questions about a letter you received from the association, just pick up the phone and call us. Or better yet, stop by the office and say hello so I can meet you personally. I look forward to meeting all the residents in Brambleton. And I look forward to keeping Brambleton beautiful. Thank you for visiting the Covenants Corner, and I'll see you next time.